So coming to Sterling, each and everything is divided into modules. So we can understand each and every concept easily. Which are all are present is, for suppose we have to add items. So that items how we can manage, there is a concept of catalog management. For the inventory for that item, there is a global inventory visibility. Like that, for each and every concept, there are modules defined and the configurations, their development. IBM didn't provide that much extensive development. It provides us with all the basic features. If we want any external or extensions of those, then we can do that with the help of the simple Java code or by using the user exits and services. Sterling architecture defines how the Sterling OMS is connected with different components. For this Sterling OMS is just a virtual thing. It doesn't exist in real. Whereas this terms like order, items, shipments, all these exist in real. Those are the real quantities. Okay, so in OMS we have to imagine everything. We can't see or touch them. It will be only the updates or the system which will work. Okay, you can visualize it as a computer which stores and sends information like that. To store all the information, we need a database. That database and for the payments, all these systems will be connected to OMS. All those things we'll see in the Sterling architecture. And coming to the framework, Sterling provides us with the services, the concept of services. That services, there will be two types, sync and async. That is nothing but this framework. And these are the installation steps.
I have a question. So,
Yeah.
you mentioned like something called user exit, and what is that? And what about? Can you explain more about sync and async services?
Yeah, this is just an introduction. I'll just make you learn these terms, like so that you are aware of the terms. In detail, we'll explain when we come to that particular topic.
Yeah. Okay. What do they do? Like, why are they? I mean, what's the
Sorry.
purpose? What's the purpose? Like sync and async services. I just want to know high level.
Okay. I told you about all the systems, right? OMS will be connecting other systems. So there will be chances where we have to process the messages we receive from other systems. For suppose, order will be placed from website.
Okay.
That a customer placed an order and these are the order details of customer placing. All those details must be sent from website to Sterling OMS. Correct? But
Yeah.
how will the Sterling OMS process those messages from website? To receive those messages from an external system, we need this async services. Async is asynchronous. Async services comes into picture when we are dealing with external systems. Okay? External systems sends messages to OMS. How these messages are processed is queues. So the messages, this external system will post the message in the queue. Queue is nothing but you can read it as um, a line or a point where it will store all the messages. It will just hold those messages for a time. Okay. From this queue, OMS will be processing all the messages with the help of servers and all. We'll discuss that topic of servers later. But now remember that whenever external systems come into picture, those messages has to be processed This processing of messages from external systems with the help of queues is nothing but async services. Okay, and if every time you want to only process messages from external systems, you will process the internal messages as well. Correct?
Yes.
At that time, this sync services come into picture. Sync is nothing but a time-to-time process.
Okay.
Synchronization. So when you are syncing that process at a particular time interval, so we are calling it as sync services. Okay. Whereas coming to this async services, you don't know when a message will come from external system or when a message will leave the OMS, right? You can't estimate when a customer will come and place your order, right?
Yes.
So you are calling it as asynchronous, which means the opposite of synchronizing, not synchronous. You got the picture of async and sync now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So queues will be there only for async.
Yes.
Okay.
Sync services, it will be a time-to-time process. The message will be processed automatically.
Oh, okay. So got it. So if there are like lot of messages in in the sync services, suppose if we have queues right in the async services to streamline the message. Do we have anything like that in sync service? But always it's like time based.
Okay. Let me explain with an example.
Okay.
Uh, think that from the website, orders will be customers will create orders at every 10 minutes once. You can expect an order. Think like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what will happen is whenever the order comes, it might be 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So you don't know this exact interval. Okay.
Right.
So what will happen is all these messages will be flowing through the form of queues.
Oh,
Whenever a message comes, it will be processed irrespective of the time it is coming. Okay.
okay.
Think for now, assume that a website is not an external system, it is an internal system. And the order will be created within the OMS only. Say, think about the same frequency 10 minutes, one order. But in this case, what will happen is you know at which interval the order will come, right? So what will we do is in this sync process we'll take the help of a server. This server runs at every 10 minutes. Okay.
Mm,
So no storing, nothing.
okay.
Yeah. The order comes, order will be created. Okay, this server will be running every time. Like you can say it as 24 hours. Okay, but let's say now the time is 8:36, but no order come till no order has come till 8:46. Then it will go to sleep mode. Okay, whenever the message comes, it will again run. You're getting right.
Yeah, yeah, I'm getting it. Yeah,
Okay. This is the difference between the queues and known here why we don't have the queues.
got it.
Okay. If you are not understanding, you can tell me. I can explain you with a different example, or I can give you some two to three more points so that you can understand. Okay?
Yeah, sure. Thank
Coming to installation and setup, there will be multiple things we have to do for this. This installation is nothing but the local setup. Sterling will be providing all the basic features. So no need to develop everything from scratch. You no need to create an entire Sterling like the OMS, the order, all those things from scratch. I think you saw some console and configurator sometime, right?
you.
All
Yeah.
those things, those there will be a basic setup. So from that basic setup, we will try to learn what is there and how we can extend and how we can do the customizations and all based on our requirement. Okay.
Okay.
First, we'll try to understand what is existing and next how we can modify it. That will be the process of our learning. The database will be Oracle or the Sterling database is DB2. This is the jar provided by Sterling for this OMS purpose. Provided by IBM, sorry. Okay. And coming to the application server will be based there will be multiple types of application servers. Application server is nothing but we'll be deploying our application on one server, right? That server has to be taking care of all this application. It should take care of all the processes of the application, how the process should work, and the load, everything. So based on the requirements, there will be multiple application servers like JBoss, WebSphere, WebLogic. Okay, multiple things will be there. We can use any of the servers. WebSphere is the IBM provided one. WebLogic is the Oracle provided one. And this one, Redshift, I guess. Whenever you are using the application server provided by IBM, this is the case of application server. Whenever you are using the server provided by IBM, no need of any external jars, no need of adding external jars, integrating those things and all. Whenever you are using a product provided by other vendors, then you have to do all the integrations. Okay, integrations come into picture whenever you are using external vendors products. You're getting
Yeah, integration means, can you give me some examples like what integrations? Because like uh, I will be installing with JBoss, so what integrations and how different it is from WebSphere? Like you in your document, it's WebSphere, right? I see it's
WebLogic, it will be.
WebLogic.
Yeah.
Okay, WebLogic. Like how is it different? Because I have to install it. So,
Integration is nothing but we have to pass. We should here Sterling OMS is there. It should know that our application is present in one server and agents, everything is configured in those servers. That information has to be passed to Sterling, right? This vendor's information we are using. For that process, we'll tell with this command, install third party. This comes into picture whenever we are deploying our product, deploying our code or installing the Sterling for first time. We'll
okay.
use install third party. In this, it is just a command, and with this command we'll tell that we are using an external vendor, and we will tell all the details like its version, where we have installed all those things, so that Sterling will be prepared with this. It will be expecting this version and all those things, okay, with this command. That is nothing but the integration.
Okay.
The same will also come into picture when we are using the database as well. If you are using DB2, it is fine. If you want to use Oracle, then you have to provide all those details whenever you are configuring the DB. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. You have to remember this point, that whenever we are using an external vendor system, you have to do these integrations. Integration in the sense, run the particular commands. If it is application server, we'll be running this. If it is DB, we'll be adding it here, like that. And there will be many cases where we'll be using external systems like payments, taxes, and in few cases inventory will also be external. Cases in the sense projects. Everyone won't like to prefer to take the burden within them. They will be managing Sterling OMS, and they will be taking the help of the external vendors who will be providing all these systems, payments, taxes, inventory, etc. Okay.
Okay.
In these cases, how we'll do this integrations and all is with the help of code. Okay.
Okay.
In few systems, they will simply send, they will do every process, each and every process, and they will only send the information. How we are processing that information and all is with the help of this piece of code and configurations. It will be based on the which system you are handling, either it is payments or taxes or inventory.
Okay.
Um, in some cases, sourcing will also be external.
How sourcing can be external?
The external system will determine the node, and that particular node will be sent to OMS. That's it. That node will be directly used as the part of scheduling and releasing.
So here node means what is that? What does it refers to? Like
Sorry,
here, like you mentioned it node, right? What
node
node
is the ship node, store or DC, from
oh,
which place
okay.
the order should be placed, is the
Hmm.
concept of sourcing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear.
So you got what is an application server till now?
Yes, got it.
Okay. And please keep in mind that local setup is won't be available in all the versions. For now, I have the local setup in WebLogic only.
Mm. Okay. So can I have like have to have in JBoss? So will it make any difference or is it okay if I have
Uh,
JBoss?
if you have JBoss, it will be fine to for the application server. But do you know how to configure queues, agent servers, those things?
No.
Yeah, that will be the problem. What will happen is they will use the application server for they will use JBoss for application server, and to manage queues, agent servers, integration servers, they will use MQ Explorer
Okay.
and all. So you need to have access, or at least you need to have idea how these queues are getting managed and how you have to add agent servers and integration servers, those things.
Oh, can you help there? Like uh because yeah, for my future thing, like I only JBoss is there, so I just want to have it and try with that.
Okay, we can try, but yeah, you have to have access or you have to have idea on how to add agents and queues.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
let you know by
yeah.
yeah.
Because all these tools I'm aware. I can
Okay.
explain, but we don't have access, right? We won't have the license. Coming
Uh,
to practice, we'll have all the licenses, all the URLs, everything.
okay, okay,
Here
got
we
it.
can't all the licenses and all.
Okay,
So if you are having at least your QA instance or dev instance, we can go through them. That's not the issue. But
okay.
having access is the issue.
So yeah, I mentioned right, I worked in QA, but now I'm moving to dev. So
Yeah, I understood that.
okay, yeah,
That's why I mentioned dev environment or QA environment.
okay, yeah. And
So
one more
this is
thing,
yeah.
so we need to have like we need to know like what Unix commands we used to have. We should have like putty, it seems like, and I am not sure like how to use those and what to do with that.
Actually, I didn't get you.
Yeah, so we need to have an understanding of like what all the commands, Unix commands, right? For this.
Yes, Unix commands will be there for building and deploying, or only small commands will be there. I told it just install third party. Only those commands will be there in this local setup and all. You won't do any other things with the Unix commands.
Like
You
checking
won't,
logs, and
that one you will be going navigating to that particular path, and you will be just giving the tail command, right?
okay, yeah.
Like if you want to understand any commands, we can go through, but there won't be any basic commands.
Mm, okay.
Yeah. And coming to the core components, each and everything, there will be multiple things like store, uh, call center, business center. These are the different applications or websites provided by the Sterling itself. Store to do all the store operations. Okay, what is store and what is DC? We'll learn in the next sessions. And call center, whenever a customer is having an issue, they will go and call, they will return, cancel, or their delivery issues. They need something, right? For that purpose, this call center. How you will be aware of this call center. Same process, but the process in this call center will be different. Okay. A business center is nothing but we'll do the business configurations and all, like item definitions, payment definitions, those things.
Where will we do this? Um,
There will be URLs provided for all these things.
okay.
How where all these will be set up is whenever we are installing the Sterling for the first time, we'll be giving all the details in the command. When you are installing, you will be able to understand that command. In that command only, we'll be providing how will how we'll know that you have to install or you have to provide me the store facility, call center facility, business center facility, all these things we'll be telling it in the command. How we'll tell is with the help of these jars. Okay, these jars stand for different applications. SMCFS is our application jar. Till now we have discussed about application server, right? The Sterling application. Sterling application in technical, that is SMCFS. Okay. Coming to this ISCS, this is for call center. SBC is for business center and WSC is for web store. These are the jars. Whenever we are using the command, if we are giving these jars, it will know that okay, I have to install this jar and provide this particular facility. Okay, you getting?
Yeah, yeah, I'm getting.
Okay. And coming to extensibility and customizations and all, extensibility is nothing but database extensibility. Everything is provided, I told, right? Database, a set of tables will be provided. We can use these tables and their columns, or we can create a new tables or columns. Okay, that is nothing but database tables extensibility. And there will be APIs provided. API is nothing but we'll pass an input and some process will happen and it will give us some output. That is nothing but an API. If you want any other APIs and all, you can create new APIs. Or if you don't want the APIs, you can create services. We discussed, right? Async and sync services. And,
Can you give an example of like APIs? One example, like what it.
now you won't understand. I'll tell you in further classes.
Okay.
Yeah. The basic data provided by IBM is called as out-of-box thing. And whatever you are creating, like you are customizing or externalizing, that is referred as a term extending. Okay. Whether it is DB extending or API extending or services extending, everything is termed as extending. The basic setup provided is called as out-of-box.
Okay.
Yeah. And there will be multiple things like transactions, status, action, conditions, user exit, all these things. All these things will come into the picture of process modeling. Okay.
Okay.
Service definition framework is nothing but how this async services and sync services are managed, how those are interlinked. That entire framework is nothing but service definition framework. Participant modeling is, we told, right? Ship node, store, DC, those things, how we have to manage multiple stores. We won't have in projects and in real time, we don't have one or two. We'll be having multiple stores. In few cases, we'll be having thousands of stores, and in few cases, we'll be having only 100 or 200. How we'll manage all those things comes into the part of participant modeling. Okay, and this is the process modeling. Actually, this is a bit different. This what do you say, classification is a bit different. I'll tell you in the general way. Okay, these pipelines from here to here, this is process modeling. Okay, this catalog management is different. It won't come under process modeling. And this load and sync RTM, this will come under global inventory visibility. All these will come under DOM, distributed order management. Okay.
Okay.
Managing all these transactions, services, everything will come under process modeling. When an order is created, how that order should move, how the messages should flow, to which store, how scheduling should happen, how release should happen, all that process is defined under pipelines. This pipeline will have all these small parts.
Okay.
How this transaction is invoked is with the help of these APIs. So all these are interlinked. So this entire concept is called as process modeling. Coming to catalog management, if you take an example of any restaurant or some food delivery app, there will be a menu of food items available in that particular restaurant. That menu is nothing but a catalog. When you are setting up a business, you should have some idea or reference which products are you selling. That reference is nothing but the catalog. So the products are nothing but the items we are selling. The management is nothing but the catalog management. And the inventory, how the inventory flow will happen, all those things is the global inventory visibility. Why we are calling it as global? Because this visibility is across all the systems, not only within OMS. when an order is placed and that is processed from some other system, we should have that visibility. So we are calling it as clock. Okay.
Okay.
Sourcing, reservation, scheduling. These are the multiple stages of how the order flows. Sourcing, reservation, scheduling, release. And once the order is released, the order will be released to store or DC or some vendor will be fulfilling their order. So that there will be three different process on how the order is released to which node. Okay. This is about the shipment. We'll see. And reverse logistics, replacement, advanced replacement. All these are written orders and exchange orders. We'll be covering it under reverse logistics. And coming to payment service, delivery services and provided services will also come under DOM. Okay. Payments we'll discuss how credit card, debit card, multiple options will be accepted, how all those will be handled. Those things will come under payment. For this entire process, there will be a role of production support if you heard. For them, they have to monitor orders if anything has failed. For all those things, this IBM provided the concept of monitoring and audit to monitor any purpose, sorry, any failure. User management and securities. For suppose you are working in dev role, you won't have the access of production environment, right?
Yes.
Yes. How that restriction is happening is with the help of this user management.
Oh,
Every user should not have all the permissions.
okay.
With that concept only, this will come. Environments, say you will have different environments, right? Dev, QA, UAT, pre-prod, prod. These environments will be varying from project to project. But there will be the basic environment setup given by IBM. We can rename them, you can create a new instance, you can create a copy of that instance like that. It will be providing that and how we'll do this, all those things. The build and deployment to reflect our code changes in the application, we'll go through this build and deployment process. These three we discussed now. Store, call center, and business center. These are the applications provided by
What
Sterling.
is what is CDT and
CDT
what?
is, you can understand it like a part of building deployment process. We'll be doing configurations in our application manager. What do you call it as? Configurator we'll usually call. In
Okay.
configurator, we'll be doing few changes, creating a service, transaction, or something, or creating some action on success event. All those things you can't go and, for suppose you are a developer, you did changes in dev environment. That to configuration changes.
Mhm.
Okay. So for testing purpose, if this configuration changes are not present in QA environment, it will result in error. So you have to do configuration changes in this environment as well. And these changes should go to production, right? But you can go and create or do all these changes manually in each and every environment, correct? For that purpose, we'll use this concept of CDT. So what will happen in the CDT is all these configuration changes you will be deploying in this in an environment. That environment will be varying in projects. Generally, MC. MC will be used. So what will happen is if you want these changes in QA, you can pull those changes from MC. If you want those changes in prod, you will pull those changes from MC to prod. This pulling of configuration changes from one environment to another environment is nothing but this CDT process.
Okay. So why we need to have like this configuration? Because we have the code changes, right? So what is the purpose of having the configuration?
For each and I told right, for each and everything, the IBM will be providing the basic setup. It is providing the basic setup, and you can just do a small tick. For suppose you need some a small change only. It will be happening with a one tick box will change that the requirement which you need. Okay. In those
Okay.
cases, you won't, do we call, you don't need to write a piece of code, right? So each and every cases we won't go to till the code.
It will make
Mostly
it easy or
it will be complicated if you write code, if you choose code in all cases.
okay. Do we connect with this? Do we connect the code with any of this, or code is separate and this is separate?
Mm, we'll connect this, but not directly.
Okay. Yeah, maybe in further classes again. Have.
Yes, when we are discussing user exit and services, you will be able to understand. Okay. So CDT stands for this configuration deployment tool.
Okay. What is this MC? I didn't understand. Like I got
Master
what.
configuration. This is the environment. How you are having dev, QA, and prod. Similarly, MC will be there. Master configuration environment. This is just an environment name.
Okay. Mm, okay. So we
That's
just have only configurations in that MC, right? Master config. You said it's master config, right?
yeah. It is just a name. How we are referring as prod. Similarly, MC is a name. That's it.
Okay. No, my question is like in QA, prod, and all, we have like all the mm code and configuration, everything, right? So in MC also we have all that, or is
We
it
can
something different?
we can have all that same as all these environments, but we are just using this for only configurations purpose, not code purpose. We are using dev for code purpose, QA for testing purpose. Okay, you're getting same environment will be there, but only the configuration changes will be there.
So I'm still not clear. So I understood what a dev is like for the coding purpose and MC is for config purpose, you're saying. So is that exclusive? So like for um, QA we have all that integrated because like
Okay,
test.
see here, what is the difference in development environment and QA environment? Why QA environment will only be used for testing purpose?
Um, because like development maybe will complicate it if we have same.
Here coding part will be there or not?
Yeah, it will be there
Then why we are calling it, why we are using it only for testing purpose?
because
Coding is not there, right? Similarly, the basics will be there here, but in external, the configuration changes will be there.
yeah.
All the coding part might be there or might not be there, but it doesn't make any difference. It is just an environment. It is just storing those changes.
Okay.
You can treat it as a database, maybe.
Mm, okay.
But you can get a question, a database is already there, why we need this environment? But from database, we can't import those things, right? So we need a, how to say, for suppose this screen is there. You want all this information from this notepad file. Control A. You need this information. What will you do? You will do control A,
So
control C, and
yeah,
create a new file and copy it.
yeah.
But you won't need all these things. You will write as per, for suppose I gave you this file. You are referring to some document. You will do modifications. All these things.
Mm,
But you are not disturbing, and you can send this file to anyone. right? So this basic reference is nothing but MC.
Mm, okay.
Read that these are the configuration changes, and this picture is a prod or QA, or that it is having the basic configuration changes. Along with that, you can do some changes also. You're getting right?
Yeah, I got
Sure.
it.
Okay.
Yes, yes, I got it. So, mm, so whatever configuration we have, whatever the configuration changes we are having it in the MC. And um, what we need, we can add it in the other environments, you're saying, right? Like what
Yeah.
bare minimum we want, the configs we need, we can add there and do our dev.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. That's it about the introduction.